So I thought this could be an interesting thing to cover. So I feel like this could be controversial for a couple of reasons. Firstly, Elon Musk is very divisive. And in fact, I think people either hate him too much or love him too much. And there seems to be very little in between. Uh, anyway, and the other part of this is that he's talking about starting an AI game studio. And I know there's a lot of controversy about AI essentially taking jobs. But I thought this was an interesting article and I wanted to cover it. And I wanted to start with a little fact that some people might not know. Now, I couldn't remember where I read this or heard this, but this was way before he was sort of controversial. And actually, Elon Musk has been talking about creating a game company for many years. In fact, I think before he got started in Tesla and SpaceX, because he's always been interested in games and game development. And he even had an internship doing game development a few years ago, which you can find on his Wikipedia and again in that book. And yes, I know he paid someone to level up his account, but he still likes games. Both can be true. So yeah, those are the two reasons it's going to be controversial, I guess. And I don't really know what my audience thinks on this, so it'll be quite interesting. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about in here as well. So Elon Musk this week reiterated hopes to someday make games with one of his companies, saying that XAI could help develop an AI-based video game studio at some point. Yeah, so this all started with a tweet, I think this one, just saying that Elon's going to start an AI company, and Elon basically confirmed it with a yes, and that's the team. So after Musk first said in November that XAI would start an AI game studio, the multi-company CEO reiterated those plans on Monday. The note came in response to another user on X who highlighted the previous laid out plans and shared a photo of some XAI team, which is this. So Musk hasn't yet disclosed when XAI could start developing AI-generated games, though he has previously expressed interests in making games. This is true, despite it not being a top priority. Also true. I think he quite literally says, I really like computer games, but then if I made a really great computer games, how much effect would that have on the rest of the world? I'm not sure if this is the quote from the book. I think it is. That's what I was looking up. It's a good read, to be fair, even if you don't like him. He has been outspoken about some of his opinions on video games, yes, and that's what I want to really talk about. Well, not really. I want to say this is what I hope it isn't. I hope this isn't a thing to... I hope this isn't like a political thing to like, oh, I'm just going to make games which are like the opposite of woke, which we all know that they like to talk about. And to be honest, I just don't find that conversation interesting at all, like on both sides. Yes, enlightened centrist, I know. What I actually want to talk about is the AI aspect, which is more what this channel is focused on, you know, the actual tech. And the media landscape for the industry, initially highlighting hopes for an AI game studio as part of a complaint about who is making games these days. So too many game studios are owned by massive corporations. Musk wrote in a post a few months ago, XAI is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. Now the thing is with this, there's a lot of great indie games, but yeah, naturally a lot of massive corporations who have been making games for a long time. I don't think this is inherently the problem. I think the problem is always just like, do companies actually care about making good games or making money? And it always seems to come down to money, of course, as we know. Now, what I really hope Elon is doing here, and I really genuinely mean this, I hope he cares more about that the games are going to be made with AI and developing the tools to make games with AI, i.e. basically empowering individuals to create more games with less resources, you know, less time, less... That's what I really hope they do. So that's why I think that's what the... And I know people are kind of sometimes worried about AI taking jobs and stuff and art and all that, and I understand that. But I think ultimately that's more like a government issue. Like the technology itself should be something that people welcome. Like I think it would be really cool. I have like a few ideas for games, and I'm sure lots of you have ideas for games maybe. I think it would be cool if you could create games really quickly and simply and get them out to people to play, which I hope this is what it is, right? Rather than some sort of political thing. Who knows, eh? So yeah, my actual hope is that they create terrible games that are purely made with AI as much as possible, and focus on developing those tools rather than focusing on inherently becoming a game company. And the reason I think this could be possible is because both Tesla and SpaceX, they didn't really set out, if you listen to all his old interviews, read his old articles, books, stuff like that, so way before he became controversial, he stated very clear goals for Tesla and SpaceX, which he achieved. The goal for Tesla was merely to get other car companies and force them to adopt like electric vehicles and start developing better batteries, essentially. And I think, despite what you think of Musk or Tesla, he really did achieve the goal of pushing that market forward basically by himself, because car companies weren't really doing anything until Tesla started actually doing quite well. Now there's other manufacturers possibly doing better. I don't really know. I'm not that interested in cars, but he set out that goal and he achieved it. And for SpaceX, the main thing was basically just to make I don't want to call it space travel, but I guess sending stuff into space cheaper, and he's achieved that also by having partially reusable rockets, which again is pretty cool, although I'm not that interested in it myself. I think it's cool, I'm just not really like, yeah, not a rocket scientist. So yeah, that's kind of my take. If you're unsure what my take is that I hope his it's not just a buzzword. XAI is going to start making AI game studio to make games great again. I really hope he means that the focus of this company is to make games with AI and not just make games. Because I don't think we just need someone else to make games, you know? Like, and I also don't think he'll be that involved, you know, same way as he's not that involved in Neuralink. I imagine his involvement in Neuralink is about having a call once every 2 weeks or every month. His primary focus has always been Tesla and SpaceX, splitting his time mostly evenly between those. I imagine it's going to be the same here, where he probably has a meeting to sort of do progress updates. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts below. I'll be really interested to see how people sort of react to this video. And yeah, if you want to see more content like this, yeah, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.